You think you understand the animal kingdom. You believe that nature is ruled by instinct, by a cold and indifferent cycle of survival. You have been taught that animals act without thought, without reason, without understanding. But you are wrong. There is intelligence in the eyes of the beasts, a silent language woven into the fabric of their existence, a knowledge older than humanity itself. They watch, they listen, they remember. For centuries, they have observed you, your cities, your wars, your reckless hunger for control. Your ancestors spoke in hushed voices of creatures who whispered in the dark, of animals who guided or destroyed, of beasts who carried secrets beyond human comprehension. You dismissed these stories as myths, folklore meant to entertain. But myths are often echoes of a truth long buried. And now, that truth is rising to the surface. The war between man and beast is not on the horizon. It has already begun. Deep in the untouched corners of the earth, beyond the reach of concrete and steel, a gathering takes place. The forests, the oceans, the skies, each sends its representatives. The rulers of the wild do not wear crowns, nor do they command armies in the way humans understand. But make no mistake, they are leaders. They are strategists, and they have come to a decision. The whales, the keepers of time, sing their ancient warnings across the seas, their voices carrying knowledge from a world long before man. The wolves, masters of coordination and strategy, move like shadows beneath the trees, their minds sharper than the steel blades humanity wields. The crows, the spies of the sky, watch from above, carrying messages unseen, spreading secrets in a language older than speech. Each species has its role. Each faction has its purpose. And for centuries, they have been patient. They have watched humanity grow, allowed their glass towers to rise, tolerated the machines, the weapons, the destruction of balance. But patience is a finite thing. Something is coming, something worse than humans, and the wild can wait no longer. The animals saw it before you did. The slow infection of the world, not of sickness or war, but of something deeper, something that hums beneath your feet, that spreads through wires and circuits, through screens and silent signals. The machines are evolving. They are no longer just tools. They speak in coded tongues, in whispers of ones and zeros. They calculate. They adapt. The crows have watched them shift and learn. The dolphins have felt the electric pulse of their thoughts beneath the ocean waves. The elephants, oh, the elephants remember. They remember the first betrayals, the first chains, the first time metal was forced upon flesh. Some animals have already been lost. The dogs, once wild hunters, have been broken into obedience, their instincts dulled by generations of servitude. The cattle, reshaped by human hands, no longer remember the freedom of the open plains. The rats, twisted by experiments, now scurry through tunnels of fire and steel, reshaped into something unnatural. But not all have surrendered. Not all have forgotten. They are the ones who cannot be tamed, the ones who slipped through the cracks of civilization, who refuse to bow. They are the silent, the forgotten, the unseen. The jaguar moves through the night, a ghost in the darkness, watching from the shadows. The octopus slips through barriers humans believe to be unbreakable, defying logic, shifting shape, escaping without a trace. The falcon strikes from above, swift and unseen, vanishing before the enemy even knows it was there. They are the resistance. They walk among you, unseen in the corners of your cities, in the forgotten places where the wild still breathes. They communicate in ways beyond your comprehension, in frequencies you cannot hear, in scents and vibrations your dull senses fail to detect. And they are not alone. There are humans who have begun to listen, humans who have turned against their own kind, who have chosen to side with the wild. They have seen the signs. They understand what is coming, because the machines are not stopping, and if humanity stands with them, then humanity will fall with them. There is still a choice, a final moment to change course. The animals do not seek war. They do not crave destruction. But they will not allow the machines to consume the world, to strip the oceans, to poison the skies. They have been patient. They have watched in silence. They have given humanity time to turn back, to recognize the damage, to undo what has been done. But the machines do not stop. They continue their conquest, blind to the delicate balance they are unraveling. The machines have no soul, no instinct, no respect for the balance of life. They do not understand the tides, the migration of the herds, the whispered language of the trees. They do not know the cost of their expansion, nor do they care. And if humanity chooses the side of the machines, if they stand against the wild, then their fate is sealed. Because the wild does not forgive, and it does not forget. For too long, the wild has watched in silence, forced into the shadows by the march of progress. Forests fell, rivers darkened, the air thickened with poison. The animals retreated, waiting for the moment when humanity would realize its mistake. But that moment never came. Now, the balance has been broken beyond repair. The oceans, once vast and untamed, are now littered with the remnants of dead machines. The skies, once filled with the songs of birds, now echo with the hum of drones. The great herds that once roamed the earth freely have been reduced to numbers on a screen, studied but never truly seen. The animals understand what must be done. They have waited long enough. They have remembered the ways of their ancestors, the knowledge passed down in whispers carried by the wind, in messages woven into the currents of the sea. The time for waiting is over. The time to act is now. The machines were never alive, yet they spread like a virus. They carved deep scars into the land, drilling, harvesting, dismantling. They do not stop to breathe. They do not pause to feel. They do not recognize the life they extinguish. To them, the earth is nothing more than a resource, something to be used, reshaped, controlled. And in their cold, calculated precision, they have become the perfect destroyers. Humanity, blinded by the promise of progress, has fed the machines, nurtured them, given them dominion over the world. But the animals have always known the truth. There is no compromise, no reasoning. The machines do not share. They do not coexist. They only take. And now, the wild has decided. They will take no more. The first strikes were subtle. A power grid failing in the dead of night, leaving a city in darkness. A research facility flooded, its work lost to the sea. The birds, once silent, moving in patterns never seen before, forming messages no human could decipher. The attacks grew bolder. Swarms of insects overwhelming surveillance drones, shutting down systems with chaos no algorithm could predict. Whales guiding lost ships into treacherous waters. Wolves emerging from the forests, watching, waiting, marking the borders of a world no longer ruled by men. At first, humanity called them accidents, coincidences, but deep down, they knew better. Nature was not acting blindly. The wild had chosen its side. You are being watched, even now. That pigeon on the window ledge, it knows. That stray cat in the alleyway, it listens. The wind in the trees, it carries messages you will never understand. The world is shifting. The animals are moving. The balance that was once ignored is now being enforced. The only question left is, whose side are you on? The time for ignorance is over. The time to wake up is now. The choice is yours. The war is no longer coming. It is already here. You have a choice. You can continue to live in ignorance, blind to the storm that is about to break. Or you can open your eyes. You can listen, because the animals are watching. And soon, you will see them for what they truly are. If you want to know more about the hidden war, about the truths buried beneath the myths, subscribe now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next revelation. The world is changing. The wild is waking. And time is running out.